Hello everyone, welcome to my bold and beautiful now channel. As always, this time I have appeared with the mysterious soap opera. So don't delay, like and subscribe now and stay tuned. Sheila discovers a unique way to reveal herself to Lee in Eric's office. Hope looked at an online composition about Sheila's death. Ridge and Liam arrived and noticed that Hope sounded confused. Liam asked if she had been unfit to talk Cleric out of his gibberish. Except it's not nonsense, Liam. My pater is not crazy. He is right. Sheila is alive, Hope responded, and Ridge lowered scornfully. Ridge yelled at Hope, assuming she was doing the same thing as Cleric. Ridge said Hope had been transferred to talk Cleric out of it. Ridge asserted that his son had put a cutter in Sheila, and Sheila was dead. Hope told Ridge that she would see Sheila herself. Latterly, Ridge said he would heard the stories about Sugar, but Sugar was not part of that story. Hope persisted, telling Liam and Ridge that she would been ready to dig in her heels to move Cleric to give it up about Sheila, but also Hope had seen Sheila standing there in the meat. Hope had passed out, but when she would awakened, Sheila had still been there. Hope had indeed spoken with Sheila. Hope knew it was beyond belief, but Sheila was alive, whether they liked it or not. Hope stated that she would have a hard time believing it, too, if she had not seen it for herself. She affirmed that Sugar had been the one at Steffi's that night. Ridge asked if Hope was saying that Sugar had gone up in tears at the crematorium, not Sheila. Hope said that they'd each been relieved to get on with their lives, but now to find that Sheila is a victim in all of this. Sheila was a victim? Is that what you just said? Ridge asked. Latterly, Ridge epitomized that Sugar had abducted Sheila and chained her up in a storehouse. Hope said Sugar had planned to start a crime spree with the face of Sheila, starting with Steffi and the kiddies. Liam supposed that Sugar was just as insane as Sheila. Ridge asked if Hope heard how dubious it was. Hope claimed that it was true. Sheila Carter lives on. At the Precipice House, Steffi noted that she had not seen Finn that agitated in a long time. You will not believe it, he beamed back. He stated that it all began with Sugar. Steffi looked confused, and Finn explained that Sugar was a person. Steffi had no idea what Finn was talking about. Sitting Steffi down, Finn explained that the unfathomable had happened, and it would be hard for her to believe. It had been hard for him, too, but it was real. Finn explained that Sugar was a woman who looked exactly like Sheila. Steffi began to stammer, wondering what Sugar had to do with Sheila. Everything, Steph. Everything, Finn responded. Finn explained that Sugar looked so important like Sheila, it would be insolvable to tell them piecemeal. Finn had seen the prints and allowed. They could be halves. He said Lauren had told Deacon that Sheila had tricked Sugar into the plastic surgery so that Sugar would take the fall for Sheila's crimes, and Sugar had wound up in an internal ward. Steffi asked why he was bringing it up. Finn stated that the only difference between Sugar and Sheila was that Sugar had all of her toes. Because Deacon had allowed. Sugar had had it out for Sheila. Finn and Deacon had tracked her down through credit cards to an old abandoned storehouse. You set up Sugar? Steffi asked. Sheila. We set up Sheila, Finn replied. Steffi asked what Finn was talking about and asserted that Sheila had failed right there. Finn knew it was what they'd allowed. Steffi assumed Deacon had gotten into Finn's head. Finn claimed that Sugar had been the bone. In the crematorium. Finn told Steffi that it meant she had not killed his birth mama. My birth mama is alive, he blat. At Deacon's place, Cleric proposed that he and Sheila make it sanctioned that night in Vegas. For him, the sooner the better. Sheila tried to pretend she had alternate studies, but she laughed as she said it. Knife to the heart, he blat, knifing himself and falling on the settee. Cleric said he would been torn up outside when he would lost Sheila, and he could not lose her again. Sheila promised she was not going anywhere, since she had that big diamond ring on her cutlet. She held up her bare hand and pretended to flash a big diamond. He promised he would get her the ring he owed her, but she said she owed him and wouldn't be there without him. Sheila kissed Deacon and felt dizzy. She claimed it was the kiss, but he told her that they were going to the sanitarium. He got Sheila some water and she told him that she would be fine. He reminded her that she would spend weeks in a storehouse with little food and water, and he did not want to play around with her health. He prayed her to see a croaker. For his sake, because it would kill him if commodity happened to her. Sheila promised that nothing would be, but Deacon seduced her, saying after her croaker's visit, they could play croaker at home. After he put it that way, she agreed to go. At the sanitarium latterly, Sheila was in her own room, laughing as Deacon blew a plastic glove up like a balloon. He went to recoup his cell phone from the auto, and the nanny asked how long Sheila and Deacon had been engaged. Sheila revealed that it had been a many hours, and the nanny figured it might be why Sheila felt faint. Sheila said they'd been engaged before, but that time it would be different. Everything would be different. Sheila heard Lee in the corridor. Beaming to herself, Sheila asked if Lee could be her croaker. The nanny went into the corridor and told Lee a case who was dehydrated and glutted had requested to see her. Lee bleached when the nanny said the case was named Sheila. Sheila beamed to herself, hearkening as Lee composed herself, admitting that the name Sheila had formerly transferred a shiver down her chine. The nanny offered to get another croaker. But Lee agreed to see Sheila. As Lee entered the room, Sheila pulled her covers over her head. Lee told the cloaked case that she generally did not take new cases, but she would heard that the case had asked for her. Sheila was silent as Lee inquired about her symptoms. "Are you okay, ma'am?" Lee asked. Sheila stifled her laughs, and Lee asked her to pull the distance down. Sheila pulled the covers off her bottom, and Lee shrank back. "Your toe," she uttered. She asked if the case was there for her to examine the missing toe. In Sheila's silence, Lee demanded that the case show her face. Sheila continued smiling beneath the distance.